Launches to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. A.D.
3rd and 10 from the 11. Travis under pressure, trying to escape, able to escape. Turns the corner, stays in back.
Gets to the edge. Sonny Michel will send the dogs home to the 30. 35. Yeah! Whitfield to the 50. To the 40. Whitfield to the 30. There's another first down.
Not dealing with much pressure at all when he does drop back to throw.
The play action. Bennett looks down the middle. McConkey's wide open. Touchdown Dogs.
What's going on, guys? This is the Knowles and Dogs podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I am Hunter, as you can see.
And I am Dylan.
Oh, what an intro right there for you. Welcome back, guys. We have a good show for you guys planned today.
Yeah, we do.
Some spring game talk. Obviously, Georgia, Florida State. We got a little Florida sprinkled into
Tiny bit.
some Texas quarterback situation to talk about. And we new FPI rankings just dropped. Some decision or some talk, some scratching of the head there, as usual. I mean, FPI is just like AI is weird and just weird.
Mhm.
Anyway, and then we have finally 3 questions as usual. Dylan, how you been though? Been good?
No, I've been pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's been busy, but, rather be busy than boring, right?
True. That's true. We are about a week out from the draft. So I know we'll do a show. Excuse me. Trying to get this hat centered. It looks like it's sideways. Or maybe that's just me.
No, it definitely looks like it's sideways.
It definitely does. You know what? We're going to go forward tonight. We're just going to go roll the forward.
Mm-hmm.
Just my hair is all over. Bad hair today.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so we got the forward cap going tonight. But, we were a week out from the draft, so we'll probably do a show before that. Draft's Thursday night. I think we're both clear. I mean, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, perfect. Look at that. You can see we do discussions live on air.
Oh, yeah.
We got MLB's in full swing right now. We have
Loving it. Go Rays.
NHL playoffs are hot right now. Pirates again won tonight, actually. And the Braves.
I saw that game.
Pirates 4 games in a row, 4-game win streak, 13-7. Braves are best league record in the National League. Dropped one last night. They play tomorrow. But life's pretty good there. And let's see. College baseball's in good swing right now. NHL playoffs. Dylan's Lightning not doing well right now, down 6-1 as we talk right now. My Penguins are not in the playoffs.
No.
But that means I'm a Golden Knights bandwagoner. We play tonight as a bandwagoner. We play tonight. We lost last night or the other night. So we'll bounce back tonight. Did you see that injury to that to whatever his last name, Barron? Did you see that Winnipeg Jets player, his injury?
No, I did not.
So game 1, there's a scrum for the puck.
Mm-hmm.
It's right by the net. He dives out, and the goaltenders, he glows, and unfortunately, he meets his face, and I'm talking his face right there. Goalie skate right there. And I'm talking this close from the eye. He has a scar. If you look on social media, there's a picture of his face today.
Not good.
Scar runs right there. I mean, this close if you're watching us on YouTube. And 75 stitches. So that happened late in the first period. 75 plus stitches. Comes back out and finishes the game. Misses only a couple shifts.
Tough man.
Puts one of those how they do in college, like the caged masks.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out and doesn't miss a beat. That's why hockey players separate themselves from any other sport, because you might have a football player get turf toe and he's out for the 3-4 weeks. Yeah. This guy got his face cut open by a knife and he's out there playing. I mean, thank God nothing got pressured down on him for the backside. Yeah. His face looks like Two-Face from Batman. I mean, if that happens,
tough.
I mean, these are warriors out there. And So credit to him.
Modern day gladiators.
Modern day gladiators. You love to see it. I got a Duke's original recipe smoked shorty sausages.
Nice. Say other news. I was seeing a rookie for the A's, that shortstop. I don't know if you saw it today. They were playing the Yankees. Looks like he threw his shoulder out in his first serious series.
Oh, the Angels guy.
Angels, yeah. Did I say A's? Sorry.
You did. That's okay.
So I got Vegas on the mind.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I saw where they buy like 49 acres worth of land in Vegas.
Street over from the Strip.
That's wild. Somebody said today, I saw an article. It said they should change the name
No,
when they move.
no.
Just
They
a
can't.
complete new rebranding.
See, here's the thing. This will be the fourth city the Athletics have been in. You can't change the name now. You can't change the name now. There's 4 different cities with the history of being the Athletics.
I did not know that. That's
Yeah,
something.
'cause Philadelphia Athletics, Kansas City Athletics, Oakland Athletics.
Philly.
Yeah, they were there before the Phillies.
Huh.
Just nobody cared about them then. Yeah, they went from Kansas City to Oakland in the mid '60s, I think. And people in Missouri, bro, they were mad. Oh, they were pissed. So
They
that's
got
how they
mad.
got the Royals.
They got mad when, the Rams left from St.
Oh yeah,
Louis.
they
Went
get
back to
mad when
LA.
teams leave. They get really mad. Oakland, they're like, well, we tried. This
I
is their
saw
third
there
team
was a
they've lost in
video.
5 years.
There was a video of a couple of years ago when the stadium, this was probably about maybe early 2000s, when the stadium there, the Coliseum was just packed. And then you look today, there's been, so this past weekend, Mississippi State, Ole Miss played in baseball at
Yep.
Duty Noble Field in Mississippi, or in Sarkville. That had over 16,000 fans showed up. It was the most fans at that stadium. Broke the stadium record there. One of the highest attended games in college baseball history.
Yeah.
When it's at a non-neutral site. And that combined, there's been, I think it was that, and there was another game. There's 3 games this year that's had more fans in attendance than 2 A's games.
Yeah.
Or multiple. There's been
Multiple
more fans.
A's games.
And Miami Marlins games.
Mm-hmm.
There was also that one.
Because
that's pathetic, by the way.
Last year, I think the past 2 years, their AAA squad has been outperforming them attendance-wise than the MLB squad.
That's pathetic.
And guess where their AAA squad is in? Guess what city?
I think it's in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. 60 years ago, that city was in the middle of nowhere.
Where is it?
Las Vegas.
I saw something last year about that, and I was like, no way. I think they're AA team.
No, they're AAA. It's the Aviators.
Yeah, but I think they're AA too.
Yeah, but I know people are saying, oh, they'll move them to Oakland, but I think if you keep both in Vegas, that's actually pretty smart.
Just move the
have
entire
them drive down the street.
Just move the entire A's organization, the headquarters, to Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we can't stay on baseball too long today, so.
That's right. All right, so we're gonna get right into it for sure. All right, so which game do you want to start with? So we're gonna start with spring games.
We'll start with your Bulldogs.
All right, well, so we'll start with the Bulldogs. So UGA had their red and black game this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I believe, red won 31-26. I'm gonna pull up the stats here. Carson, a couple of notable things that happened. Boom, otherwise known as UGA 11, just got inaugurated. They're the new chain.
I saw that.
Q, or UGA 10, who is known also as the winningest UGA in school history, retired. Oh man, excuse me. And so Boom is now the brand new UGA and mascot. He's got a big He's got a lot of expectations to live up to, but I think he will. Go Dogs. Second of all, notable things: Carson Beck, I think, really took a step at taking over that that number one spot.
Mhm.
Entering the Saturday, it was a toss up because apparently, because the rumor was that I don't even know if it was a rumor. It was just more of, what people were seeing was Brock Vandegrift, who's the other quarterback in the running, was looking a lot better in practice, spring practice, and especially during one of the scrimmage games they played, just looked a lot better. But
Mhm.
Beck just comes out in the spring game and he just dominant. I'm gonna pull up the stats here. But he looked really good. I only watched. I had some stuff to do. I had to do Saturday, but he he looked really good. He played the first and second quarter. I think he threw at least 3 touchdowns. Just the ball. He just looked poised in the pocket, good decision making, and just completely picked apart the number one. They were playing against the first D too, so he was just picking them apart. And then Brock Bowers is just unreal. He was. You just can't stop the guy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that you just can't stop him. I'm gonna pull up the stats here. I have him right here. Let's see. Carson Beck. But and then a sneaky guy to look to. Then you also have Bowers, but Osterdelp, who will be a sophomore this year, tight end, and then there's another guy, another tight end. His name's Lawson Lucky. Keep that guy in your back of your head down the road. An absolute beast too. Dude, they're just sprinkled with talent everywhere. Mekhi Muse, keep this guy in your head. He might be a special teams weapon this year for the Dogs. He's a walk-on, short guy. He's probably the same height as me then, but short guy. But just he returned a punt. It got obviously the whistle blew because I think once he crosses the 50 or something, they blow the whistle.
Yeah.
But he just looked like a little spark bug out there, just flying around, evading tackles. He was crazy. These guys are weapon. I'm reading the thing. Red stretch the lead. 54-yard completion to Mekhi Muse down to the 2. I'm trying to find. They're just trying to see. But this comes also in the news that actually early that morning that sophomore defensive tackle. What's his name? Brock Bowers, or not Brock Bowers, Bear Alexander entered the transfer portal. And so, but I think that's also because the fact that Jamal Jarrett and led by Jamal Jarrett and starts with a Hall. Jalen Hall? Is that his name?
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think I am too, but I'm gonna double check. I'm just gonna double check. Oh no, it's not Jalen Hall, but crap. We're gonna bounce back to this. Dylan, talk about the FSU game because I'm gonna look up this stuff.
Okay. So, not too many notes from the FSU game. The defense looked really good. The offense struggled for most of the game. Jordan Travis started slow, but he had a couple good drives there, specifically one touchdown drive, which really looked good. He had his legs moving and stuff. We got 4 quarterbacks on the field the other day, so it was pretty good to see all those guys. Tate Rodmaker looked good. What's his name? Brock Glenn, the true freshman, looked all right. He didn't look particularly special yet, but maybe give him a couple years in the system. AJ Duffy did not look great, which kind of sucks because he was the guy they were hoping would make a leap forward. But at the end of the day, it is just a more or less a glorified practice. But the biggest news from the FSU spring game is the new uniforms. Florida State's
Ooh,
got new threads this season,
nice.
similar to the old ones, but bringing back some old tradition. They're dropping the sleeve with the pattern on the sleeve and moving it down to the bottom of the shirt and cutting off as much as possible, just so it looks more open and getting rid of the collar.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right. So I found the guy.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll circle back around here. So
Mhm.
Jordan Hall, Jamal Jarrett, FSU was actually in on Jordan Hall.
Yeah.
These are 2 5-star dudes. Just Jordan. If you ever pull up a photo of Jamal Jarrett, if you're bored, he's pretty much an identical twin of Jordan Davis. That's So I mean, realistically, I mean it's at Georgia, and I mean FSU is also on the rise. You guys just picked up a 5-star tight end.
Yeah.
Um, I mean at this point, I mean it's really just waiting around might be good to gain reps and get coaching staff to see you, but like
Yeah.
I mean these guys coming in like they're just as hungry as you are. I mean, so I mean if you don't perform, you're not gonna get your spot. I mean maybe he was upset that he was gonna be I think he was gonna get told like, hey, you're not gonna there's just guys behind you that are we like
Mhm.
better. We will rotate you. I know he's probably thinking I want most of the reps, and he probably wasn't going to get it. So they looked good. I got the roster pulled up. I'm not really stats, but Carson
Yeah.
Beck looked really good. Kendall Milton and Branson Robinson were both out, so you saw a lot of Deshaun Edwards and Cash Jones. Brock Vandergriff looked good. Brock Vandergriff looked good. He didn't look as good as Beck, but he looked better moving out, creating stuff out of the pocket on the run. So
Mhm.
there was plenty to look good about. Um, My only thing was really it stood out was actually on the defensive side. Really, the only thing that stood out was the. It's still a little bit of an inexperienced secondary. It's going to happen.
Mhm.
Um, but also, you could also say that I mean the defense didn't. They played a little bit better in the second half, just based off the score. Because going into half, it was 21-14, I think 21-18, 17, one or the other. And so, I mean, you only give up I mean, it was like a shootout in the first half.
Yeah.
Um, but it's still a younger secondary. Michael Williams was out on that line. Trying to think who else was out. Smile Munden was out. Marvin Jones was out. Jalen Walker was out. I mean, these are all starters on your D line. So, but you'll still have Smoke. You have new guys like Smoke Bowie, Dalen Everett's in his second year, but he's going to get in more of a starting role. AJ Harris is another guy to keep an eye on.
Mhm.
Jonel Aguero is another guy. You still have Jalen Bullard or Javon Bullard. Trying to think who else. I'm trying to look here. First team D. Oh, here we go. You still have Tyke Smith back. I look to him to have a big breakout year. Kamari Lassiter's back. Malachi Starks is there. So you got plenty of day, but it's a young secondary still. I mean, a lot of these guys are a couple juniors. Tyke Smith's back for a senior year, so really he's him. One of the more experienced guys. Javon Bullard's junior, I think, sophomore, junior. They'll be fine, but I mean, you could also say like Mike Bobo's offense. It looked like it didn't. That offense did not take a step back from what we saw last year, and
Mhm.
that's scary because now
Yeah.
you got a quarterback in Beck, who I think is going to be a projected starter. You have him; he's 6'5", 6'4" in that range. Better arm. I mean, better arm than Bennett. I mean, I'll say that right now, but it's
Yeah.
just look out because if they as long as they stay healthy, and they're going to get Milton back, they're going to get Robinson back. Just this train's going to keep moving along, and their schedule sets up nicely again. It sucks because we were supposed to play Oklahoma this year, but SEC scheduling took it
Yeah.
away. So realistically, our only toughest game at Tennessee. We'll talk about scheduling and stuff down closer to the start of the year, but
Right.
a good spring game. You can't really blow these spring games up too much because they're just practice. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
scrimmage games. But
Yeah.
So biggest take though, yeah. So but that was Georgia spring game. Biggest
Mhm.
take for you though, FSU spring game.
I would say it is the depth in the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
I'd say there's just way more guys right now than we had just a couple years ago. I
hmm
was gonna say what, like 5, 6 different guys caught receptions in the spring game, which obviously because the goal is to get everybody involved in the offense, but the fact that it does seem like now we have more weapons, right? That we have so many more options to throw to, and there's guys coming in the pipeline in the future that it just looked really good for the spring game.
Yep.
And also the defense just looked good too. Turned the ball over quite a few times. But
hmm
yeah, and then
That's what.
there's
I,
the bad egg we got to talk about in a second. But
oh yeah. One more thing, I just
mhm,
popped in my head.
yeah,
I don't know. There was no turnovers in the first half of the Georgia game. I don't know the second
mhm,
half. But the thing with Brock Vandegrift and Carson Beck, both of them still have 3 years of eligibility
yeah,
because Beck's redshirt year or something didn't count during COVID, so he got that extra year. So it'll be interesting to see because there's been rumors that Vandegrift may or may not be entering the portal. I've heard more that he's not, so that would be nice.
hmm,
But it's just crazy because then you have guys like Dylan Raiola that you know and I know.
yeah,
He was the big 5-star decommit from Ohio State. I think it's right now, it's a lot of Nebraska or Georgia at this point. Nebraska's been all over him, but I
hmm,
just don't know see how these guys they're eventually going to have to transfer. They're going to run out of eligibility at this point.
yeah,
But all right, well, we'll move on now. So FSU game was good.
yeah, yeah. I
So
think
how 1 to 10, how do you feel going in this taking the spring game going into the real year in the fall?
just taking the spring game,
Huh?
like just taking from the spring game. How do I feel?
Yeah, spring practice, spring game, like how do you feel
Mhm.
going out looking ahead to the 2023-24 season?
Like an 8.75.
Out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's not bad.
There was a couple things that obviously need to get cleaned up with the offense. Just needs to not turn the ball over.
How
But
much
what's up?
No, oh, I was just going to say
Mm.
how confident are you in Jordan Travis?
I am probably as confident as I can be with him.
Okay.
I would say I think he can be a legitimate superstar this season.
I think he just has to stay consistent and he'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Hmm.
I think you still saw last year, and I know he got banged up. I think there was a couple games where if he just might have played a little bit better, the outcomes might be different. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't correct me if I'm wrong. He played that Clemson game, right?
Yes, he did.
And he didn't play the best, did he?
Not in the first half, no. He had
So
a tough first half,
and
but
that's
yeah.
and I know I was at the Florida LSU game that night, but
Hmm.
that you guys outplayed him in the second half.
Yeah.
You guys lost the game in the first half. I mean, you can't,
Hmm.
and you had him at
Because
home too.
we lost by 6 to them, which tough outcome, right?
But the
But
scoreboard felt bigger.
hmm,
Yeah,
I'd say because it was just one of those things where we dug our hole in the first half
yeah.
because he had a fumble for right before halftime where they immediately scored on it, and then they got the ball back to start the second half and they scored, and then you know what I mean? Like we kicked their ass the second half after that, but
You just kind of you caught the 4 game hot streak of Uwe.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
caught
we
it.
really did because he looked like the second coming of Peyton Manning out there for some reason. Like it was like ridiculous.
Nice,
Like no matter where he threw it, there was an
nice,
open
nice.
guy.
All right. We will be moving on to what we've all been wanting for. Dylan, do you have any stats or anything pulled up for this one?
I can pull some stats. I think I can start with the first stat
You
is
don't really
that
need to. All right.
yeah, I mean
The UF or University of Florida spring game. You know, we always have to sprinkle in Florida here. This is a Knowles and Dogs podcast.
yeah.
They're like little brother to us. So
I
we have
mean
to.
you,
Well, I'm the
you just start
eldest.
with the
We're
score.
the
I
el.
mean
Well, I
that's
mean, so I'm the Georgia's the eldest. Florida State's the middle child,
mm.
and then Florida was like that accident kid
It's
that was
not even like an
born.
accident, kid. It's like the
Was the accident kid that failed when the parents or 10 years after everyone else was born.
yeah.
and plan B wasn't working. So, and they just kind of sprouted out and said, "Here I am." So,
Florida is like the Jeb Bush of the 2016 election. It's like, what
yes,
are you even doing here? What
yes,
are you doing?
yeah. Anyway, we love Florida though. We do. We enjoy Florida. Toronto scored again, 7-2.
Come on, you don't even bring it up.
They're on the power play. With
Switch
2
to the
minutes.
Padres game. Tatis is hitting.
He's a druggie. Don't care. Anyway, so Florida had their spring game on a Thursday night because that's where JV belongs, on Thursdays. They don't play
Yeah.
on Saturdays. Second of all, broke a record, school record, lowest scoring
Mhm.
spring game in school history, because we keep track of that. 10-7 was the final. Walk-off field goal. That's pathetic. I'm sorry. You can't. How do you. Either the defense is really good, which I don't think it is,
It's not.
And-
Or it's not that good.
or the offense is just putrid again, and I think it's more that too.
So
Graham Mertz didn't look good at all.
no.
The other guy, who was the Ohio State transfer, he played in the Vegas Bowl. What's his name?
Hold on, I had it. I just had it up.
He didn't look good either. I didn't watch the game
Max
because it was
Brown.
on.
Max Brown.
So he didn't play well either. I'm just putting this out. I didn't really watch the game. I was watching baseball because it wasn't even on the SEC network. I was following along a little bit on Twitter.
Mhm.
Florida fans weren't happy on Twitter either. That's a
No.
clear tell.
No, they were not. That's like their daily activity is getting mad on Twitter.
Well, usually they're supposed to support and just be like, let's just enjoy the spring game while it lasts. They're like, can we just get the fall season over with already? They're not looking forward to this.
Like, let's go 2024. That's what I'm hoping for.
I mean, it's just, that's not good. And then I think Napier said something about possibly trying to pick up a quarterback in the portal. I mean, I feel like it's a little late for that though.
Well, so I'll say this: I don't think their biggest issue is quarterback anymore.
I
I think it's
don't-
very obvious. I think it's wide receiver. They
Yeah.
had 4 drops, and then they had a dropped fumble in the end zone
Mm-hmm.
by a wide receiver. Like, that's awful.
So they're losing Shorter this year. They're
Mhm.
losing. Is Xavier Henderson gone this year too?
I
I know Pearsall's back.
Nope, he's still here, but he had 2 drops in the spring game.
Because that's outstanding. I know Pearsall's back still, right?
Yep, he's their only wide receiver who did not have a drop.
And they still have their running back tandem, but they have
Yep.
ETN.
Mhm.
But their
But I think-
their O line is atrocious.
Yes.
The O line's
Yeah.
bad. Their defense, I know they got this new guy. I can't remember his last name.
They had a couple
Look up.
high-profile recruits on that defense, but none of that made a big impact.
Again, though, you can win. This is like the Jimbo Fisher effect here again.
Mhm.
You can have all the great recruits.
Yeah.
But if it's not showing on the field, what are we doing? There's something wrong.
It's like
There's something wrong with
the
it falls back on
culture.
coaching and culture. Coaching
Yeah.
and culture right there, because there's no reason you should have good recruits coming in and it's just looks putrid when they get on the field. That means something in the coaching scheme is wrong, or you're just not prepared.
Mhm.
And you just don't have the personnel to fit what you're trying to get across.
I think my biggest shock, though, personally, would be the fact that 42,000 people really showed up for this. Like, you guys
How
know
many?
they're going to be bad. 42,000 people went to the Florida spring game,
I doubt that. There's no way.
which would be like
No
half
way.
the stadium.
No
It's like
way,
half-
because I saw photos and there was nobody there. There's no way. That's like saying there was 16,000 at that Auburn game and there was
Yeah.
50 people there. No way. I will stand on this hill and say there was no way. 40,000? No way. That means there were
Because
70,000 at the Georgia spring game, because that looked absolutely filled on one side. They only had one side of the stadium filled.
Yeah.
They only allow it
But
on one
that's the
side.
thing is, most of the time you're not really trying to sell it. It's a practice.
By the
It's a
way,
practice open up to like media members.
that's why I love when like Tennessee and Ohio State had like sold out stadiums for this. Like
It's like,
we're wasting
why?
our time. It doesn't
Like
count. Who
it's a
cares?
wasted Saturday.
Cares? Nobody cares.
Like it's not even like a cool exhibition game. It's literally a
Right?
practice. It's not even like the starter
Um,
comes out after 3 series.
that's not good. I mean, we
Like
can.
preseason NFL games are more important than this.
No, they're not. They're just as bad anyway. Ooh. So
That doesn't sound good.
Florida. I think this is all right. So after the spring game,
Hmm.
let's get back here. Focus.
Yep.
Focus. Lightning lost. So got
Yeah,
to
well,
focus though.
I didn't expect them to win after they went down 3 in the first.
Well, they lost 7-2. So
Yeah.
anyway, uh, hot seat. New segment here presented
Hmm.
by UF Spring Game. Hot
Yeah.
seat meter for Billy Napier after spring game. Cool, warm, or room temp, warm, hot, blazing hot.
So I
Where are
think
we at?
there's two ways to think about this. I think there's the fan base and then the administration. So I think the administration, he's just warm, right? Because their administration, if you don't win a national championship every year, they lose their minds for some reason.
Because they don't have expectations.
Their
Realistically.
expectation is to be the best in the country without actually putting in the time to build the best or put in the effort to find the right coach.
Mhm.
Sorry, Napier, but so I think his seat within the administration is just warm. Like it's not cool anymore, but it's warm. The fan base,
Yeah.
I think it's blazing.
Yeah.
Like I would not be
He's.
surprised if 2 weeks into the season you start seeing GoFundMe pages to get him fired pop up online.
I'm just gonna. I want to pull up their schedule real quick again.
I don't think it's an easy one either. I think they have a
It's-
tougher schedule this year because I think they go to Utah.
So yeah, right here. I'm just gonna pull up their thing real quick.
Mhm.
Again, they open the year on a Thursday. It's pathetic.
But in like Salt Lake City, like
Pathetic.
they have to like travel the
Oh,
country.
oh, here we go, dude. I got box score right here. UF. Here we go. I
Hmm.
got the box score. Here we go. Oh, what? Didn't have anything. Oh, there's no stats. Oh wait, here we go. Haha. So Graham Mertz went 10 of 16, 143 yards, a touchdown, got sacked 3. So the offensive line, because it's stellar,
Yep.
gave up 6 sacks
Yep.
because that's awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
Trevor Etienne, they only rushed for 99. They only rushed for a net gain of 54 yards rushing
Hmm.
because that includes sacks.
Yeah. Because they
Um,
lost what 40 yards in sacks.
45, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in total. Um, a Pearsall led the way, 4 catches,
Hmm.
62 yards, 253 yards receiving total on the main team.
Yeah.
Um, it just it's just not good.
Nope.
Just
It's not
ew,
good at all.
ew, ew, ew. It's just not good. Trey Smack, that guy because he actually missed 2 field goals. Missed
Hmm.
a 24-yarder, a 47-yarder, and he made one from 46 as time expired. They about tied at 7-7. Oh, that would have been pathetic.
Can you? I was gonna say because you know how Florida fans are. They were so excited when they kicked that field goal because that's just how Florida fans are, right? That
You talking about the bowl game one?
no, this field
Oh,
goal.
yeah, right.
I don't know if you watched the game at all, but the fans were freaking out in the stands celebrating.
Because they were bored because there was no scoring
Hmm.
happening.
Yeah, but
But
Florida, they love a field goal. They just love a meaningless field goal to
right,
end a game.
stupid idiots. One second. Trying to. I'm gonna present this. We're just gonna go through here.
Hmm.
Here. Can you see me? You see the
Yep.
screen? You see the screen,
Mhm.
everybody? All right, perfect. All right, so we're gonna go through here. So I'm gonna count that as a loss. So they're already
Yeah.
starting bad.
I think they
Uh,
start with a loss.
so we're gonna go through this again. We'll go through the schedule again later on this year, or closer when we do like conference previews. Uh,
Mhm.
so we're gonna say a group L. I
That's a
think a
win.
win,
Mhm. Yeah.
loss.
Yep.
Although, cool little nugget for you: Tennessee hasn't gone into Florida since 2003 and beaten them. They have
I
not
don't think
gone
it's
into.
gonna matter though. Only because
See,
Florida's
I
offense
thought
is not gonna be able to keep up.
2 years ago, I thought Tennessee was going to go in there and beat them, and they didn't.
Mhm.
So listen, I mean, a night game. It's going to be a night game. I'm going to be there. So we'll have a correspondent live, getting the good Lord's work and
Yeah.
having to sit through that. Anyway, so a loss. So what do you think? So we're already 1-2.
Mhm.
Charlotte win
Yeah.
in theory.
I if they lose to Charlotte, I think he might get fired before Vanderbilt.
So here's my thing. I think if that so hypothetically, if they
Mhm.
somehow pulled off the upset and lost,
Yeah.
and then lost again at homecoming,
Mhm.
he's gone.
Yeah. That's what
He's
I'm.
gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
I
If
think I think if they get blown out by Kentucky, he might be sacked before Vanderbilt.
I don't think because they lost to Vandy last year.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go back to normal. So I think loss, win, loss, win,
Mhm.
loss. Watch Kentucky, a sneaky team this year in the
Yeah.
East. Devin O'Leary, just keep an eye on Kentucky. But loss, I don't know.
That's a toss out, and that's so bad to say about Florida.
That's how bad you
That's
have to
how
be when it's Vanderbilt and it's a toss up.
because the thing
Because
is,
you're so let's see, we stop here. So you're already 1-2. You're 2-3 going into this. You have to
mhm,
have it. It's homecoming. When will teams learn not to schedule Vanderbilt for homecoming when you're not very good?
but we'll just say to give them the benefit of the doubt, I'll say win for Vanderbilt. But I'm gonna be honest here, I don't have confidence in them really beating Vanderbilt.
If they lose to Vanderbilt, is he gone?
Yes,
You think he's gone? 2-4 start. I think
two
he'd be
and
gone.
2-4 start,
At
and
home,
and
you're
it's
gone.
before you really get into the deep part of your SEC schedule. Like you know what I mean? It's before South Carolina, Georgia, Arkansas. I mean, you know, like no way. The fan base will be fuming.
Um, that's all right. So we'll say win,
Hmm.
loss,
Yeah.
loss.
Yeah.
I would think win.
I would think loss.
Okay, so another
Arkansas. I
loss.
think Arkansas is a better coach team though.
So at this point, you're 3-7.
Yeah. You're already out of the bowl game conversation.
You're 3-7, and you just lose again.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're gone after this one.
Yeah.
So do we think? So at this point, do you think? All right, new segment again, because this is how bad Florida is,
Hmm.
or how bad Napier is as a head coach. Is Napier head coach? Is he still Florida's head coach by the end of November?
Like I said, I think it really comes down to one thing. If they lose to Vanderbilt, and there's a chance they don't win an SEC game this year,
I think they'll win an
'cause
SEC game.
that's a reality though. You know what I mean?
I
Because like if
think
they
they'll
lose
win.
to Vanderbilt, what other winnable SEC game is there for them? Arkansas and Missouri?
They're at Missouri, and they always get plagued at
They
Missouri.
always lose to Missouri in Missouri. Like they can never beat them up there because it's
It,
cold.
it's a
Like it's
tough
cold
one,
that time of the year.
and that's what got him last year in Bandy.
Hmm.
It's tough. I don't know, but
I
I
just I.
think that that Vanderbilt game is going to make or break him
Hmm.
because you get him at home. That Vanderbilt, Kentucky, South Carolina stretch is going to is going to either cost him or save his job, depending on
Yeah.
what he does. I think if they're bad and he doesn't win, if he loses at to Vandy and then at South Carolina, he's gone.
Hmm. Yeah.
he's gone. Because you're not going into Jacksonville. You're not going to beat Georgia.
I don't think they want him to go into Jacksonville after that. You know what I mean? They don't want, because losing to Vanderbilt is a demoralizing loss for your team, especially for the homecoming game at home.
No,
Like
you
on the
don't.
road when it's cold, that's one
Now,
thing, right?
now
Like
Georgia did that
yeah.
last year, and we won 62-0. But
Mhm.
not everybody can beat Vanderbilt.
No.
But no, I think it was 55-0. Not everybody can beat them 55-0. So, but yeah, he's gone. I think he doesn't. I don't think after if. So we're gonna fast forward. It's 2024. Season's over. They don't make a
Mhm.
bowl game. I don't think he's head coach. I think they're searching for another coach again.
I think it really just depends on what they seek, right?
Yeah, because
Like,
if he's getting recruits,
mhm.
okay, maybe give him one more year. But
I think one of two things happens when he gets fired. Either the team continues to have such poor results on the field, like let's just say for instance, the game with Charlotte is barely won. Like they win by a field goal and then
they
they
pull off.
lose to Vanderbilt.
It's another USF game.
Yeah, a USF or I don't know if you remember
Sanford.
yeah, exactly. I was at that game by the way. That game was
Nice.
embarrassing.
They lost that one.
Yeah, it was like, oh my god, they suck.
Nice.
But like if you play a close game with Charlotte and then get beat by Vanderbilt, you're done.
Yeah.
Like there's no possibility. Or the other thing is there continues to be problems with NIL and boosters. If anything else comes out about this season with problems with the Gator Collective, problems with guys getting their money, he's gone. Like he's shipped out of there because that's going to continue to be a problem since he's gotten there.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep up with UF. We love Florida. We're not mean to Florida. We're just telling the truth. We're just preachers here. We're speaking the gospel.
We're it's a weird way to say it. We're probably, even though we hate Florida, we're probably Florida's biggest fans at the same time.
Well, of course, we like to
So
beat
think
up
about
on
that.
inferior opponents. It's a nice
Yeah,
free win in the column.
Exactly.
Anyway, all right, we'll move on to a quick
Mhm.
little segment here. Texas quarterback situation. Quinn Ewers just got named the starter. The reason why we're talking about this is because when you have a quarterback also on your roster named Arch Manning, you talk about it. Arch Manning, from the videos I saw, did not look that good at all in his spring game. Sucks when you have to play kids outside of a Catholic school schedule. Sorry. It's going to hurt some feelings for whoever watches this.
I mean, to give Arch a little bit of credit, he is fresh out of high school. Like he's not even really. He enrolled early. I don't think he's 18 yet.
But when you're getting paid over $1 million to be there,
Mm-hmm.
you got to have a better performance.
Yeah, I guess so. But to be fair, he's not playing this year. I don't think the expectation ever was for him to play this year.
That's not true. There were people saying that they would not be shocked if he's playing, if he's starting by middle year.
Those people were complete idiots because they were getting Quinn Ewers a ton of money already.
There is here. Wait, there's actually what is this? What is this? I got a depth chart here. It says Quinn Ewers is at 1. Malik Murphy, redshirt freshman, is the backup, and then Arch Manning, who's a freshman, is third string. Yikes! Love my Georgia transfer, AD Mitchell, leading the way. That's the only reason I brought up this question right before we started. If Manning doesn't play at all this year, and do you think he transfers? And
I don't know. I really don't know. Because here's the thing. He would have the option to go to any school in the country that he would want to. Right? Following transferring. But he's going to have to start from fresh anywhere he went. True. Like completely fresh. And if he struggled one place, I can't imagine him feeling more confident somewhere else. So,
Go ahead, finish your thought.
but I would have to lean if he doesn't get a single snap this season or even Tresses, he's transferring for sure.
I wouldn't be shocked if I'll just follow up actually.
Mhm.
That's not even. If we go the full year, he didn't play, but Ewers is eligible for the draft. You say Ewers has a good season, enters
Yeah.
the draft. Okay, so now it's down to Malik Murphy and Arch Manning. They're both freshmen. Well, technically he's a sophomore, but
Yeah.
Murphy is. But anyway, Murphy beats him out. Manning's gone at that point.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He'll probably be transferring down to Ole Miss would be my first guess.
Yeah. I mean, he could go anywhere, and coaches will be begging him to come.
Yeah, but Lane Kiffin was like that.
All
That dude
over.
was. That dude was.
Kiffin's got like 14 quarterbacks already on roster this year, so
Who cares about 15?
that's true. That's true. That's true. He'll find a way. He'll find a way as much as they go for it. I mean, they don't need a punter, so I mean, they don't even recruit those anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There, so
We'll just have Lane go into punt next time.
dude, that drives me crazy. That's why you can't. I get burned every time you bet on them because
Mhm.
they freaking screw you over because they don't punt. So unless they're playing an inferior team, you're just hoping for a fourth quarter comeback just to cut the lead to cover because they don't punt and they go for it from their own 20, and it drives me crazy because then they throw it on 4th and 1 and they don't get it, and it drives me nuts. It's
Yeah.
like just punt it away.
They'll run like a Hail Mary play on 4th and 1 on their own 22-yard line. You'll be like,
Was
what
it
the hell was that?
Was it a field goal kicker they had to find at some frat house?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what are we doing? What are we doing? That's anyway. So yeah, long story short, we'll see how Ewers plays. If Ewers struggles, do they go to Murphy or Manning?
I think they go to Murphy first, but I think Manning will be given a shot. I think Manning will be given a shot at some point this year.
And again, we're still a long way out. We still have fall practice going in it, so the depth chart might change. But for now, I mean, Ewers has already been pronounced the starter, so it's his job to lose at this point. But yeah, I don't see Manning staying long if he's not playing. Because especially now we're like in an era where a lot of these kids don't last long. So is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna move on now to unless you had anything else to say.
No, I think we
perfect.
got it.
Perfect. Horns up. Anyway, we're gonna move on to FPI rankings that just came out today. We're gonna actually, Dylan, I think you have control of this.
Yes, I do.
So we'll start at the top. This is just the FPI. I think this is the top 25.
Mhm.
So off the bat, Georgia ranked 3rd is just head scratching, to say the least. I think we've lost one game, and if I remember correctly, we've lost one game in 2 seasons.
Yep.
We're 29-1 in those 2 seasons, 2 national titles. I don't know what else you have to do. You've beat both the teams ahead of you in those 2 seasons. The team behind you, I don't get it, Dylan. Explain it to me. Explain it to me. Why are we in 3rd?
Because you're not Alabama.
Oh yeah, because we don't slobber.
Yeah. Well, no, the real reason is that you guys don't have multiple people who work within ESPN's office.
Sure, they got Reese Davis honing it down from Bama.
And God knows how many people work from Ohio State who work at ESPN.
There's a bunch. All the Big Ten weirdos.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with LSU right there too. But
I like Peter Burns.
Yeah. I would say I think the list is.
Let's see. So
every single year it's like this, right? Like every single year.
Yeah.
It's the same teams at the top.
Now, will this be the top 25 going into the start of the year?
No, it will not. Not even close. There's teams that are way too high on here, like Oklahoma will not be in the top 25. I don't know why they're above Tennessee.
They also, I mean, you remember they always throw in preseason, like also recruiting stuff in here.
Yeah.
Is this the only 25 teams, or are there more after Wisconsin? Oh, there is. Oh, geez.
So it's like every team is on here.
Yeah. Click on scroll up. If you're not watching this on YouTube, shame on you. Go subscribe, by the way. This is a good time to talk about. Subscribe to the channel. We gained a subscriber from last time. Keep it up, guys. We're still trying to get to 50. Find us on YouTube at Knowles and Dogs Podcast, Spotify, Knowles and Dogs Podcast, and Amazon Music. Like, subscribe, and watch the video. Anyway, click on Florida State for me. I just want to see something. I'm trying to see if it predicts the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Schedule? Does it predict it? No, it doesn't. No.
You have to go on each individual game.
Oh, look at Dan Orlowski. I like Dan.
All right, nope, I accidentally pulled up Florida for some reason.
Ew.
That's funny because
Gross. Oh, because they're at the end. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
For some reason, Florida is predicted to beat Florida State in this game, and I don't understand this.
Love to see it. Well, it's because they're at home. I mean, it's 50-49. Because you guys stink on the road at Florida. That's why.
Florida State's last 5, Florida's last 5.
Wonder what are the last? I know you guys stink on the road again at Florida. That's why.
We won in 2017.
So that was only checks notes 6 years ago. Nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Dylan.
Last year was the first time we'd won but we didn't play them in 2020. So
cowards.
No, they didn't schedule us.
Oh, no, we didn't. It was only SEC schedule because we didn't play Georgia. We didn't play
ACC
Georgia Tech.
played out of our conference that year. It was you guys. You guys were scared.
Well, we didn't. I know Georgia Tech. We got scared. The Ramblin' Wreck. We got scared.
Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech was coming.
Right.
Really nice season. You guys went what? You guys won 9 games that year? I don't remember.
We went 8-2 that year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because we only played 8 SEC games. Wait. No, we played 10 games. We went 7-2.
Yeah, because you didn't play in the because Florida won the division that year.
Yeah, and we actually finished ahead of them though at the end of the year because they lost 3 games.
They also lost 4 games in a row.
Well, thanks, Mark. You can thank Marco Wilson for that one.
Yeah, because they lost to LSU, Alabama,
Oklahoma.
Yeah, but they lost one more too.
They lost to A&M earlier in the year.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
All right, back out of this. All right, so we'll just go through the top 25. It's not ranked, but we'll just do the top 25 teams. So we got, as soon as Dylan working this magic.
Well, it's just a slow computer right now for some reason.
Hate to see it. All right, so we got Ohio State. We'll round out. Actually, we'll just do the top 10. And we can do all. Ohio State, Bama, Georgia, LSU, Texas, Michigan, USC, Clemson, Notre Dame, Penn State, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Oregon, Oregon, Florida State, Utah, Ole Miss, TCU, Florida, A&M, Wisconsin. This is going off FPI points too, folks. So this is why Florida's ahead of Wisconsin and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Wisconsin, watch out for them to win the Big Ten this year. Just keep an eye on that one. Anyway,
Fleck's first year, or not Fleck? I mean, Fickle's first year.
Fickle's first year. They got Tanner Mordecai, transfer from SMU, who can absolutely sling the rock. You got you're getting rid of that archaic offense they were running with Christian for years.
Yeah.
Look out. They shipped old crappy Mertz down to Gainesville. They got the bad stuff out. Just look out. I think they have and they got what's his face is back at running back.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't keep up with Wisconsin, to be honest.
I know, but he was a really good running back. I'm gonna look it up. Braylon Allen. That's what I'm thinking. They got Braylon Allen back, who's a really good running back. He was talks of transferring, but they got him to stay. They got him. Look out for the Wisconsin Badgers. All right. Any thoughts just off of this?
It's pointless.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
my biggest thought. Is it's pointless. It feels more just like a who's who of who has big fan bases in college football, right?
Yeah.
Like, why is Oklahoma up here? Like, there's no reasonable argument you can make for Oklahoma being snudged between Penn State and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
they went 6-7. They didn't recruit well.
No.
Looked pretty bad for most of the year.
But they almost beat you guys.
That's true. They almost beat Florida State in a bowl game. So,
But that would have been a real shame. But
like,
it didn't happen. Thankfully, it didn't happen. Wasn't there a really bad injury in that game?
I think so.
I think it was a Florida State guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was one of our wide receivers. I can't remember top of my head right now. I think it may have been
Yeah.
Micah.
But you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, all right. So I think we're done here.
Yep.
FPI rankings don't matter.
No.
The only thing that matters is Georgia's going to win another title. Anyway, it's time for our favorite new segment. Our favorite segment.
Yes, it is.
3 questions. You guys know the rules.
Mhm.
We write down 3 questions. We don't tell each other what the questions are, and we just blindly react to them. I'll start this week because you went last time. Got to stay hydrated. Anyway, alrighty. So, question number 1, Dylan. What's one college stadium you haven't been to and you want to visit?
There's a lot, but I'll put my money down, and I'd say probably Michigan. I want to see a game in that stadium.
Is it
Like,
is it just called Michigan Stadium?
I think it's called Michigan Stadium. I wasn't for sure. I think it's Michigan Stadium. I believe that's what it's called.
Okay.
But like going to a game there, sold out, 105,000 people crowd. I think it's more than that actually, but
That's a good college town too.
yeah, Ann Arbor,
Mm-hmm.
especially like during the winter, because I mean, I'm not even really used to the cold of being when it's snowing there.
And you got their hockey. You got the hockey team there. They're good.
Yep. Oh yeah, they're good. That would be fun. That would be one I'd love to see.
Death Valley for me. LSU.
Ooh, that'd be
Baton
fun.
Rouge at night. Just did bucket list for me. That
I'd say
place is rocking.
This
Give
year
me
I'll be checking off Death Valley, South Carolina. Clemson.
That's not Death Valley. That's just Clemson Memorial Stadium. Don't those pieces of trash in the Palmetto State.
Hey! I got friends at Clemson.
Hey. Whoa.
My ACC homies.
Well, hopefully Florida State will show up this year against them.
All right, my first question for you, my friend.
Alrighty.
What is your favorite television show of all time?
SpongeBob. It's not even
SpongeBob.
It's SpongeBob. I'm a ride or die SpongeBob SquarePants fan.
Yeah.
Call me a nerd. But if I had to rank, it'd be Family Guy after.
That's a good one.
Love Family Guy. South Park's there.
South Park's good.
South Park's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, SpongeBob is where it at. I watched virtually, I think, almost every episode multiple times. Still watch it to this day. Actually, I watch it just about every day. So
yeah,
when there's nothing else on, SpongeBob will be on. So love me some SpongeBob and Patrick for sure.
nice.
All right, 1 second. I just text back someone. All right, Dylan. What's you want to just say what your show would be?
Yeah, I would probably say The Sopranos.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were getting serious.
Yeah, no.
Because Last of Us was really good too.
Yeah, no, I really liked I really liked Last of Us, but I've rewatched The Sopranos twice now, and I'm like, that's a good show. I watched, Breaking Bad's great. I recently watched this show called Skins. Pretty good show.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would probably say The Sopranos is my number one.
Nice. All right. All right, Dylan. What sporting event with we had the playoffs going on right now,
Mhm.
with the NHL. What sporting event, final, like Stanley Cup final, Final Four, national title, Super Bowl,
Yeah.
do you want to see?
Like in person?
Yes. What would be like for man? Then I'll say for like playoff games, like Stanley Cup playoffs, or like
Mhm.
and maybe if you're into NBA playoffs, I guess.
Um,
Those
uh,
are game sevens. So
yeah.
you have game sevens, Final Four. It's obviously single elimination, and you have your natties.
Mhm.
What would you?
I would probably either say the College Football National Championship or the World Baseball Classic
Okay. All right.
because both I don't like like the atmosphere at the World Baseball Classic is just unrivaled. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy there when you're watching that. As I imagine going in person would be fantastic. But College Football National Championship, I can come on.
Yeah. Did
If it's
you
a good
go?
game, it's like
Did you go to the one when it was in Tampa?
national championship.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go.
Oh,
My dad went to the Super Bowl that was in Tampa.
which one?
One against the when the Bucks played the
Oh,
Chiefs.
okay.
He was there. Met Mike Allstott there.
Nice.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right. Are you
all right.
ready?
Yes. If I'm gonna answer
Well,
that real quick, I just
yeah.
want to figure answer it. Uh, I would love to go to. I mean, a natty. I would love to go to the Final Four. If it's in a good area, I love the Final Four.
Yeah. I
Give
feel
me
like
that.
Final Four would be fun. I
And if
just.
it's the Penguins in hockey, a Game
Mm,
7 Stanley Cup final, get me there first. Like that would be mine actually. Check that. If it's Pens any Stanley Cup final, get me there. I'll take that.
I
Okay.
would say the only reason I didn't say Stanley Cup final was because the Lightning playing Tampa. I just whenever I go to Lightning games in Tampa, it's just I don't. It's too warm outside,
Yeah.
especially during this time of the year. Like I've gone to a couple games and like it's like man, it's like it's cold inside, and then I walk out and I'm like, damn, I'm sweating.
All right. All right, here we go. Final question for you. What is your dream job?
Hmm.
Because I know it's not Dick's Sporting Goods.
No, sorry guys, because I know there's probably people working at Dick's Sporting Goods watching this. So
Hopefully, Steve Barnett is not watching this.
Dick's Sporting Goods is not my dream job. I would say either working in sports film, like NFL films, MLB films, on the
Okay.
professional side, or like broadcasting would be fun. Not like
Nice.
talking broadcasting, but like behind the scenes working.
Like working the production truck and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I see you. Well, I'm going journalism, sports media. We're wanting to
Yeah.
broadcast. We're wanting to report. I always wanted to play-by-play broadcasting. Is my ultimate job.
Hmm.
But like, if I could be a team reporter and just be with this team in the locker rooms, at the practices, at the games, like in the cities, like be my guest. I mean, that's
Yeah.
awesome right there.
You're gonna get hired by ESPN to become Jeff Passan's
No,
clone.
no, I'm not working. Liberals propaganda. Ugh, disgusting, despicable.
Passan. Jeff
I love.
Passan.
Listen, I love Jeff Passan. I think he's a nerd.
He is.
I will work at Fox before I work at
Yeah,
ESPN.
Fox not bad, but Fox Sports sucks because all they do is talk about basketball. But
But Skip Bayless, your
yeah,
hero, Colin Cowherd.
dude, Colin Cowherd, all he does is talk basketball these days. It's so annoying.
Well, it's
Like
basketball and NFL. I mean, that's what ESPN does.
yesterday,
ESPN doesn't realize they have the NHL playoffs on their own network, and they won't talk about them.
and then they'll show them on TV 2 hours
Yeah.
later.
And they show it on our
Yep.
TV. I'm watching it now. I got the
Hmm.
Kraken and Avalanche on. I should switch it over to my Knights are playing right now.
Which, by the way, I don't know. Did you see that the video the Kraken made for their playoff thing?
No.
So they made a video to announce, that they're in the playoffs, and it was
Yeah.
a collage of Seattle like postseason highlights mixed together, and it was like etching our history.
Nice.
I was like, yeah,
There
that's
was
dope.
a off topic again. Mariners. There was a funny photo. It was like Mariners' new city uniforms coming out, and it was like a picture from SpongeBob. And then there's this episode where there's like a space needle, like a sea needle is what they call it,
Yeah.
and there's like a Triton. That's pretty cool. No, Mariners have their own home run gimmick. They have a Triton.
I saw that. Tried it. It's awesome. That's
Pirates have a sword too. That's sweet, and the Rays have a crappy stadium. Anyway,
awesome. Okay.
Dylan,
Okay.
what's your third? Hey, I'm going to the Rays Pirates game 2 weeks from now. So, live
might go.
correspondent.
Might go. I might go.
Yeah, all right.
Might just sneak in.
Well, they probably won't stop you. They'll be begging you to come.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dylan, what's the final question?
How many interceptions will Graham Mertz throw this season? I'll give the over and under at 10.
Over under's 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the over there.
You think so?
I'll take the over. I'll say, give me a range between I think he'll throw 12 to 15.
I was gonna say I would put the range, between 17 and 13. Because I think there's a chance he has a game against Georgia where he's like, whoa, I can't stop throwing.
I think he'll a lot of more incompletions or just not doing anything.
Just take a sack.
Also, I mean, there's a chance that if Florida's run game's not going because their offensive line stinks, because they're losing a guy. I know a guy like Osiris. They're losing a guy like Osiris.
Yeah.
Who's one of their big guys. There's a chance that they're gonna get stuck throwing the ball, and I feel like they're gonna be behind a lot.
Yeah.
So he might throw some, but I don't know if he's been known really to be an interception guy. He's been a lot of inconsistency, but
I think the only reason I think interception is because the wide receiver drop problem.
Yeah.
The offensive line being really bad. And for the most part, him having 0 to no experience with this offense.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just you're queuing up reasons why interceptions happen right there.
You're not setting them up really well.
You're setting them up for failure.
All right. I think we got through it all.
Yeah.
All the material on the old note card. It's like I think we had a good show. I think we did. I don't know. We'll see. Nah, I'm just teasing. I think it was a good show. Again, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We'll have a pre-draft show next week. We can have a draft reaction show the following week. So we're getting content back, guys. We're getting content that we're almost there. I think we're less than 20 Saturdays away. We're almost there, guys. Crazy. Before you know it, Florida will be kicking off in Salt Lake City on a Thursday night. We're almost there, guys.
And by the way,
what?
Unrelated, you're gonna have to come with me on May 20th to a Rays game.
May 20th.
Yeah, the giveaway that day is a Black Devil Rays jersey in Arabish.
Arabish?
Like the alphabet from Star Wars.
Oh, it's Star Wars Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why don't you just get that for me and then you give it to me?
Nah, you're coming with me.
You're buying a ticket for me?
Maybe we'll see.
I might be. We'll have to check the old planner before we make any commitments to that. But
it's May 20th. You got about a month. You literally got about a month ahead. Live correspondent from Tropicana Field.
Live show. We'll just find our way up in the nosebleeds to block it off.
Yeah, we'll be in the 300 deck doing a live show.
We'll do a live show. Nobody will know we're up there.
It's against the Brewers, so nobody will be there for sure.
Oh, there's nobody there anyway. You guys are 13-0, and there was nobody there.
Come on. We'd sold 24,000.
That's pathetic.
Max capacity is 25, dude.
That's because they won't let anybody up on the nosebleeds.
And come on.
Well, they just need a new stadium. It's a dump.
Yeah, They'll get it done eventually. They're working on it.
Well, yeah, in Montreal.
No, they canceled Montreal.
I hate to see it.
No, you're glad to see
You
it.
guys should just move to just somewhere random in like Montana and just call it a day.
Tampa Bay. Come on, come on, come on.
Maybe yeah. Let's get actually into Tampa and not St. Pete, where the Rays are right now.
I'd love for them to do that, but they won't because
that means too much common sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because usually there was a discussion planned about tearing down Steinbrenner Field next to the Buccaneers Stadium, right?
And just putting one up.
Yeah, so it'd be right next to the to Raymond James Stadium, right?
But there's a whole bridge that goes over the road.
Well, no, but where Steinbrenner Field is,
Yeah, it's like built into Steinbrenner.
tear that down.
There's a bridge that connects over the road.
Yeah, I know, but they would reorganize it.
Oh.
So that, but then, yeah, no, the Yankees were like, hell no.
Well, I mean, you could move the Rays and play them there, and you still won't fill it up. But
They'll get better showings than like Oakland has been, or Cleveland,
the Rays
Miami.
could finish with 130 wins and still find a way not to fill up that stadium.
No,
You could give every ticket away for free, and you won't fill out that stadium.
Well, no, because I think there's years when the Rays have had good attendance, like 2008 when they went to the World Series, they averaged around.
That was
30,000.
15 years ago.
Yes.
And the A's had good attendance back then too.
No, they didn't.
It was
The A's have
better
never
than
had
what
good
it is.
attendance.
What's
No,
better?
they've always had bad attendance.
It's because they've been playing in a football stadium for 30 years.
I think they still own the record for the lowest attendance in an MLB game.
There
at, like,
was
300 people.
2,000 fans there.
They had
earlier this
300
year.
people show to a game in like the 90s
So
because they just sucked.
so bad. That's so
Nobody
bad.
want to go to that shit stadium.
So bad. They have 3 wins this year.
Could be worse.
That's
They could
well,
be-
no,
you
it
know,
can't because they're
that's
the
probably
worst
the
team in
worst, isn't it?
baseball. They're the worst team in baseball.
You know what though? I feel bad for the fans.
I don't because I don't care about Oakland, but don't.
Come on.
I'm just saying what's on my mind here. Pirates are 13-7. Raise it.
13-7. That's probably the best they've ever been.
Now they won 96 games back in 2015 and lost in a wild card game because that's how bad the playoffs were set up back then. But 2 years in a row we had over 90 wins and had to lose in a wild card game. But
Last time they were in the World Series, the 70s.
yeah, they lost in Game 7 of the NLCS in the 90s to the Braves.
Tough.
It's gonna be a shame. It's gonna be the same thing this year when the Braves and Pirates play each other. Not gonna know who to root for. I'll have to root for both teams.
Are the Pirates going to win 70 games this year?
Oh yeah,
I
think
mean,
they will. Cruz it once they'll get Cruz back healthy. They'll throw
Cruz is
Rich.
overrated.
They'll send Rich Hill to the pasture. Old 70-year-old, 70-mile-an-hour Rich Hill. They got guys. They got some guys, dude. And Brian Reynolds, once he learns to hit again, he'll be fine. They will be all right. Anyway, I think we've gone over our time here.
Yeah.
Just a tad. Dylan's got to be a little sleepy in the morning, guys. He's got to get up early.
Hey, relax.
But we'll be all
All
right. All right, guys. So, like I said earlier, let's hit that subscribe button. Let's like the video. Let's view the video for that one.
Mhm.
That matter. And find us also on Spotify, Amazon Music as well. And we'll see you guys next time. We'll hope you guys watch. Enjoy.
See you guys.